ask everybody to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I can go ahead and ask for approval of this morning's agenda as presented.
Make a motion to approve today's agenda.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next thing I can ask for is approval for claims of payment dated March 10th, 2021.
I'll make a motion to approve claims for payment.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thomas, emergency management update.
So we got the snow guard on. It's a little cheaper than what we had bid. He had done his research, and so there's only one row of metal on the north side because of the slope, and two on the south side. So it's 4,500, not 5,000. Everything else is moving forward. Probably going to start working on storm severe weather awareness and getting the Eldora, Iowa sign up out again. Just had a discussion with City of Eldora yesterday by email. They put it out in their city council last night for the citizens that the cities can use the Alert Iowa for emergencies inside the city as far as boil orders, or if they have something criminal going on and we need to keep people in the house, that kind of stuff. So, and then I'm still working with Union, trying to get all the paperwork for FEMA. I've been in meetings every week with the FEMA guy and the contractor and the city, trying to get the right paperwork, right documentation for them to get their little over $250,000.
The other towns, you still have a couple other towns too that are.
Theirs is outside of what I can do. Theirs is within their own,
Oh,
theirs is
alright.
an internal thing, so I haven't,
That they have to.
Yeah.
Complete. Okay.
Witten is done.
Oh, all
They
right.
got an extension for just burning their pile, but they're done except for getting rid of the debris.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Next, Rocky on, Michael. There she is. Morning, Rocky.
Morning.
Okay, so just an update on our current cases. We have 1,709 positive cases and 1,609 of those are recovered. So that leaves us with 100 active cases. As of yesterday, we have administered 3,946 doses of the COVID vaccine. We continue to just receive 300 doses of Moderna weekly. So we're trying to get those out to our over 65 population and our educators, childcare providers, et cetera. We are hoping to start our 64 and under with medical conditions next week. So just be patient with us. We did update our Google form to include underlying medical conditions so that people can add those on there. And I think that's it.
Any questions? Men?
Nope.
And
Any numbers on hospitalizations, COVID hospitalizations current?
okay, do you have an update on current hospitalizations, Rocky? County Attorney Meyer asked.
I believe as of Friday, we had 2 hospitalizations for Hardin County. I haven't looked for today though.
Okay, and all this information comes out weekly. Otherwise, if people have questions, they can contact you at Greenbelt Home Care, correct?
Correct. Yeah. And the coronavirus.iowa.gov website has a lot of good information on it as well. And then the hospitalization information can be found on there as well. So
Okay, thank you, Rocky.
thank you.
Okay, next, Engineer Rawl, utility permits, none today.
None.
Secondary roads,
Yep.
update.
So I got 2 things to talk about. The first one's easy. I have a pre-construction meeting with the DOT. They'll be paving Highway 65 from Hubbard to Highway 30. So they just did a couple years ago, they did like a bunch of test strips. So like every mile was like a different kind of way to build a road. And so they selected the one they liked the best, and that's how they're gonna do the whole road. So if anyone's wondering why they're paving again after they just did it 2 years ago, that's why.
Okay.
We're also going to be paving out into the gravels, like, 100 feet, or I can't remember how far it is. I'll probably remember today when we're looking at it. So that's what's going on around Hubbard,
65 from the All Falls turnoff or from the,
from like the
Right,
175 turnoff at Hubbard. Yeah,
Okay.
the Hubbard Y. Yep. And then the bigger one here, we got our design firm asking for the second agreement for the Alden Bridge. And before I brought it to you guys, I'm just warning you guys, I'm gonna have Alden talk about it first, because the prices have gone up on this bridge. And it's not quite double what Alden had signed up for, but I mean, it's another at least 50%. And it's not as big of a deal for us, but it could be for Alden. So I've spoken with them. They have a meeting on Monday, and they're gonna talk about how bad they want this bridge to happen before we sign off. I mean, because this is a $150,000 contract. So before we sign up for that, I would like to make sure that Alden still wants to go forward with this project.
And you've been in consult with Mayor Fiskus and Councilman Oliver?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So they know that the conversation's coming for them on Monday night, and we'll see what comes out of that. And then after that, then I will bring it to you.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
thank you.
Michael, please unmute mics for public comment.
Now you can unmute yourself.
All right.
This is Donna.
Morning, Donna.
Morning. Our county supervisor, or our county auditor has checked into the situation. Our state auditor has said there was no fraud in this county. Will our supervisors and our county attorney now stand up for our county and defend its employees?
Lance, Renee, want to comment?
Not exactly sure what she's talking about.
Donna, I'll make the comment. I've read what has been posted in the paper, but I haven't talked to Auditor Laura or Auditor Sand or Auditor Peters or Senator Sweeney about the allegations either way. So at this point, I'm not going to make a comment about hearsay.
If you read it in the paper, and Auditor Peters is in the same building, there's no reason you shouldn't have to spoken with her. Really, having been hired to serve the voters of Hardin County, one would think that you would show more concern when false allegations have been levied against our county, against our county employees, and specifically against the previous auditor.
Okay.
When will you be able to, any one of you three, be able to comment on this?
I guess I would probably have to ask that we have somebody independent of the situation do some type of forensic audit and look and see if any of these allegations are substantiated.
Well, evidently then you don't respect the opinion of our state auditor or trust the checking that our county auditor did. Maybe, as I previously suggested, our county attorney ought to check into it. Who better to deal with false allegations?
And I haven't seen or heard anything from Auditor Rob Sand's office on this matter. So I can reach out to Auditor Sand's office today and see what their recommendations are for looking at the overall big picture of the situation.
So then we can expect a response and expect it to be on the agenda next week?
What I'll do, Donna, is I will email Auditor Rob Sand's office, and I will provide the response from Auditor Rob Sand at next week's meeting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Julie Dunn, I have a public comment.
Good morning, Julie.
That was the sound of crickets from Lance and Renee. But moving on, concerning the Julie Town situation, I see that Mr. Meyer isn't on. And so I guess I will hear crickets on that again today as well. Okay, one more thing. Hardin County Courthouse, this is a Facebook page, Hardin County Courthouse with Iowa in parentheses following that, was a Facebook page set up July 2016. Now, I'm going to assume that this is not an official page, or is it? Or is it a page that used for shameless self-promotion? Lance and Renee probably should check this out. And if they believe that this type of stuff is okay, then they need to have their phone numbers listed on there if this is going to be Hardin County Courthouse site, instead of the assessor's office phone number. I just, there's just too much of this kind of stuff that goes on, and sure, it may be legal, but ethical is another question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, this is Pauline.
Morning, Paul.
And I wanted to ask, since you lifted the mask mandate or whatever, what about at the jail? How's the mask worn there with the prisoners there?
Stay on.
No, he is out of town today. I'm not sure if I saw JD was on. I don't know. JD, do you want to respond if you're able to? What the protocols are?
My understanding, in the jail, the jailers are still wearing their masks and taking the normal precautions that we've been doing, just the way we've been doing it for now.
Okay, so the jail then is still wearing the masks then there with the prisoners and everything then?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And then since we don't have to wear the mask at the courthouse and we don't have to social distance, then I'm assuming we don't have to call to make appointments then to see anybody. We can just come in freely then to, like say, to get our driver's license, pay our taxes, get our car registrations and that then too, correct?
Oh, that's not correct. They're
Well,
still
why is that not correct then? Because I think that was all in the same resolution as wearing the mask when you did that.
Actually, I believe the resolution still said that social distancing and monitoring your personal health and well-being was still something that we were going to ask that people do. So that is still part of the policy. When it comes to the appointments and those things, that process will remain in place so that social distancing can take place amongst our guests and our customers here in the courthouse. As Treasurer Eichmeyer stated last week, the customer service has been, with the appointment setting, with the customer service has been a good thing. I believe that during our department head meeting, our other department heads like the appointment setting, and we will remain consistent with the appointment setting schedule at this time.
Oh, so we're only doing halvesies with whatever you guys want? Okay, well, that sounds logical. We'll
I
just
think-
do halvesies with whatever we want. Then my third question is, I never did find out about the 50,000 we had with Megan Dorman, and the other 50,000 is probably a Lance question.
Okay, Pauline, you called me on Monday night and spent a considerable amount of time on the phone with me, and I respectfully took your phone call at night on the phone, and I explained to you that there was no lawsuit, there was a civil rights complaint, there was mediation held, there was no fault waiver signed, and the payment was made by Heartland Risk Pool. I'm not sure I can explain a whole lot more to you again after I explain this to you on Monday night.
And I think
And
the auditor's office gave Pauline a copy of that
Yeah.
document.
And Angela Sylvie, the board secretary, provided you documentation. So I believe that this was addressed and has been addressed numerous times. And personally, I think it's a pretty slippery slope to start continuing down this road. Other public comment? Okay, Justin, come on up.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning,
Morning.
supervisors. My name is Justin Jensen. I'm a regional director for Senator Joni Ernst. I'm just here today just to learn more about Hardin County, see what's going on. I just want to thank everyone for their service, especially with the pandemic and everything going on with the vaccine rollout. So thank you. And if there's anything our office can ever do, feel free to reach out.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Do you have numbers, cards?
I have cards about, yep.
Okay.
all right, thank you. The next thing I have is the 9:05 public hearing, or actually a motion. Next is a motion amending the motion to set the time and date for a public hearing on the FY22 maximum property tax levy.
Do we want to explain why we are changing this?
Absolutely. Jolene, do you want to?
Sure.
I'll yield the floor to you, Jolene.
In my first budget training, nothing was ever mentioned about posting on the website. Just the newspapers with your 10 and your 20-day, limits. On my second budget hearing, which was on March 2nd, that's when that was brought up. So that's why we had a correction and moved that date back. So we not only are publishing about that public hearing in the newspapers, but we're also going on the website. And so that's why all the changes are. But we have gotten an extension due to that, so we are in good shape.
We don't have to republish or anything. We just have to post it on
We
the
are, yes,
site.
we did republish and.
Oh, yeah, because
republish.
you have the new date.
Yeah.
That would make
Yeah,
sense.
so.
Okay.
So now we're looking at the 19th.
So I'll make a motion amending the motion to set the time and date for the public hearing on fiscal year 2020 max property levy, tax levy, to be on 3/19/21 at 8:15 in the morning here or by Zoom.
Okay,
I'll second it.
I have a motion, a second. Any discussion? Thank you for the explanation. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next item I have is the public hearing on proposed authorization of a loan agreement and the issuance of not to exceed $17 million in general obligation urban renewal refunding capital notes of the county for essential county purposes. So Angela, I'm going to go ahead and verify publication.
Okay, yes, I've got, published the notice in the Times Citizen on February 24th, Ackley World Journal on February 24th, and the Eldora Herald Ledger on February 23rd, plus it was posted on our website February 23rd.
Okay. Have you received any written objections, Angela?
No, I have not.
Okay. Any oral objections? At this point, now nobody's come in. Okay.
No.
All right. At
Mr.
this time,
Chair.
I can ask to open the public hearing. Go ahead.
Yes, I have a couple of questions.
Go ahead, Donna.
What would the savings be on this new loan over the life of the loan compared to the old one?
It's being estimated at approximately $700,000, and that was based on kind of the worst case scenario of interest rates at the moment.
And how long will it take to recoup the cost of refinancing?
The cost of refinancing is being handled by Hanson Family Hospital. So it's not the county deferred all expenses, including legal fees, to the hospital.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Any other public comment on the proposed authorization of the $17 million refinancing?
I think those savings that you spoke of also factor in those transition costs.
Correct. Their side, yep. Thank you, Daryl. Okay. I can ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next item I have is a resolution instituting proceedings to take additional action for the authorization of a loan agreement and the issuance of not to exceed $17 million in general obligation urban renewal refunding capital loan notes.
Make a motion to approve the resolution.
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Angela?
Renee,
Aye.
Lance,
Aye.
BJ,
Aye. Motion carries. Next item I have on today's agenda is approval of the UMB engagement agreement and disclosures as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the UMB engagement agreement and disclosures.
I will second.
I have a motion to second. Discussion. This is utilizing UMB Bank for the project that we've previously discussed. Hearing no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Next item I have is approval of the joint application form for the Iowa River Trail. The Iowa River Trail Board has some new leadership, and so this is a formality to get the supervisors, the chair of the board signature. And in some instances, I think some boards would probably just push this through, but I think this is a matter of it needs to come before the entire board before allowing us to enter this agreement, which is just allowing the environmental permit to be worked on. So I could ask for approval of the joint application form in the form of a motion, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the joint application form of the Iowa River Trail.
Second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
This is in regard to bridge work that will be done and also the paving of the trail from Steamboat Rock to Eldora.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item I have is the auditor's monthly report for consideration.
Make a motion to approve the auditor's monthly report for the month of February.
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Lance, other business?
None.
Renee, other business?
Nope.
Okay. Anything else from my elected officials here? All right. Hearing none, I can ask for a recess or adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to adjourn. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.